Well, we are Facebook, YouTube. We're live on YouTube. My name is Ricky Shabazz. I have the honor and privilege of being the president of San Diego City College. Welcome to the first College Council meeting of the academic year. So glad that you all will join us. We're able to join us either in person or virtual. College Council is the highest level of governance at our college. And momentarily, I will be introducing the leaders of the representative groups at San Diego City College. We welcome presentations from the community of the campus, and you can put forth an agenda item one or two ways, either by reaching out to Janelle in my office. And yes, Janelle is still in my office virtually until we hire two people in my office. Friday, Ellie will be moving over to the Academic Senate and instruction. We wish her well there. But in order to get an agenda item, you can email Janelle in my office, or you can reach out to one of the leaders of the constituency groups. And I would like to introduce them. And I was thrown off a little bit because Mona says past president of the Academic Senate, but technically she's the president-elect. But that's because of all the movement going on with the Academic Senate. But Mona's here with us. Good to see you, Mona. Tilly is the vice president of instruction.
Present.
Robbie is the chair of institutional technology.
Present.
Caesar is the information officer. Present. Jay is a supervisory representative. Good to see you, Jay. Sunab, the one and only president of the chair of the cabinet.
Present.
Susan is the dean of institutional effectiveness.
Present.
I believe Sasha is standing in for Dee, who is the new administrative representative. Welcome, Sasha. Good to see you. John is the vice president of administrative services. Present. Marciano, the vice president of students.
Present.
John, the president of classified senate.
Present.
Maria Jose is the president of the academic senate.
Yeah.
So again, and Diego,
Missed it.
I skipped right over and we saved the best for last. The reason we're all here, please forgive my eyesight and I have my glasses. Diego is the president of the Associated Student Government. Good to see you, Diego. President. And so those are the leaders of the constituency groups. If you would like to put forth an agenda item to College Council, please reach out to any of them and they would be happy to place an item on the agenda. The second item is the approval of the meeting minutes from August 8th. There is a motion to approve.
Ricky, this is Robbie.
Thank you, Robbie. We've got a first. Is there a second?
Sunil seconds.
Thank you, Sunai. Any further discussion? All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone like to abstain or object? Motion carries. You see an update on enrollment, and let me just say that there are things to go around. You see the vice presidents and Susan all listed there, but everybody at the college should be listed on that agenda item. We are at about 92% and pushing to get to 100. There is a small group that I meet with on Monday for enrollment, mainly outreach and instruction. We've expanded that group a little bit, and we're going to come back and present some ideas of how to get to 100 with our late start classes. You'll see that we have surpassed our head count for all of last fall, and we're just in the beginning weeks of this fall. And so if everything goes right, we're going to try to get as close to 14,000 students as possible. So there'll be a huge push for late start classes. We're talking about late start bundles, maybe using some COVID funds for that. And I don't know about you all, but City College is back. We're back. It is great to see students on campus. I thank Carissa and the team that put together the first of many student welcomes together that went on today. There'll be a series of them going on this week. Please invite your classes. Please attend. There's food, there are prizes, and campus life is absolutely our focus. Would the vice presidents or anyone else like to chime in about the enrollment numbers?
Today, we are now 92.2%.
No, it's almost like a radio station. Right?
I'll take it.
Yes.
2.2.
Other than saying, great job, everyone. This is definitely a team effort. So appreciate it.
Any other thoughts? It is, we knew something was different when people started to complain about the parking again. I will take that problem all day, as we said, and I just love seeing people. I had a chance to work the tents and let a number of faculty into the age buildings. And they were just as excited to see the people waiting outside of the class. And so we have officially begun the post-pandemic rebuilding of our college, and we're going to try to get to 100%. So enrollment is up, and it's a good number. You can see from the presentation from Guided Pathways and Convocation. I want to thank Dr. Carrillo and the entire team that put together that presentation, because there's a slide in your packet that looks at this convergence between retention and new students, right? Our strategies for reaching out to the high school students are working. We've seen the largest number of promised students and high school graduates come in some time, nearly double, if not approaching triple. And now what we have to do, all of our efforts have to be to keep these students here. We want to keep them here, and we know our wonderful faculty are going to do their very best in the classrooms, but connecting students to our wraparound services, tutoring. We're having students ask about food. Before any of you ask me, the food trucks are on their way for the evening students. We want to hear from you if you have any ideas about retention strategies, as the Student Journey Committee will be meeting for the first time, I think, this Friday, and they'll take many of these topics on. But if you have a good idea, please send it forward, work through your dean, work through your vice president, and I have absolutely no problem with you emailing me directly, although it'll be redirected to the vice president or the dean if you have an idea how to keep these students here. Because it is so refreshing to be able to see campus life back in a way that it was, if not even more than it was prior to the pandemic. So kudos, I agree with Marciano, it has been a team effort. Appreciate all of the folks involved. The bundles appear to be working, and now we've got to do some work on the retention side of this. So any other thoughts or comments for the good of the order? Good news is always good. And speaking of good news, I want to thank Brittany and Susan Murray for putting together some demographics. I actually do want to go over that real quick, because I wasn't expecting to have that. You know, there are very few colleges, and what I'll bring back at a later date, because we're hiring, there's quite a bit of chatter about who we're hiring and who gets hired and that sort of thing. And so what I am proud of, and you don't see this data here, although Susan Murray and her team has provided it, and some of them have seen it. If you look at the ethnicity of our students, interesting enough, the Latinx population has gone down percentage-wise. I don't know that it's going down number-wise, right? So as the college grows, these percentages will change. But you'll see the percentage of students. We continue to see the category of multi-ethnic increase, because, you know, most people have this intersectionality between race, ethnicity, culture, and otherwise. But what I am probably most proud of is that our numbers of students, and we'll bring this data back, if you were to show the faculty and the employees, it pretty close mirrors that. And I'll bring that back, because certainly there are those who I realize count every single person that we hire. And so I want to be able to bring that data once we wrap up, probably about 5 or 6 other hires, which includes the dean, some faculty positions. I have no problem in sharing that data. In fact, we met with an outside organization who was interested in the hiring of our Latinx faculty, and I gladly shared that data, as I will all the other groups of faculty that we've been hiring. But there There is a number in the data for our enrollment for fall. And this was, I think, as of last week's, because we know we have about 200 more students over this 12-9. I think we're at 13.2. So we're about 300 or so over this 12-9. Any questions about the data? Again, thank you, Brittany, and thank you, Susan, for getting us the data, the demographics of the students. Our efforts are working with outreach, and now we've got to focus our attention on retention. Not that we're going to stop with the outreach portion of it. I want to go to item 3 on the agenda, which I believe Ellie, our Alicia, held. We had a unfortunate matter on campus, and want to just bring attention to our local heroes who saved a student's life. You will see on item 4, Caesar, Diana, Santiago, Salam, actually this is Salim, and one of our very own officers, James and Travoy. Did I say that correct? Are all here, and we just want to honor them with a round of applause for saving a student. The person going to help me with the details, or maybe Caesar, but I believe that there was a student in one of our programs who was trying to re-enroll in the college and went missing for a little while, and the parent somehow called the counselor, and the student was unresponsive in the men's bathroom, and the counselor helped, and I think at some point got Caesar, and we called the officers, and certainly we honor our first responders, and it took a team to save this student's life, and we were able to save the student. So we just have some tokens of appreciation that I'll ask Ellie to help us pass out them. And as we're passing them out, I'll turn the floor over to our heroes. If any of you would like to share anything about the experience, not that I would want you to relive the experience, but if there's anything.
Caesar, jump in.
Yes, I mean, that's what the city does, right? I mean, you see lives different ways with education, when a student's in need. So I mean, I just felt comfortable just jumping in, and that's what we do.
Any other? We know you're brave. You just saved somebody's life. So anyone else like to? Yeah.
I know it's just us two in here, but we have a whole squad of officers and PSOs. So like we were there on scene, but all our other officers were doing their part as well as the CSO. So every incident we respond to is a team effort for the whole squad, and I appreciate it. I know Caesar was involved, so I don't know the other staff members that get out involved, so I appreciate you getting involved early, because that's super important for things like that. So I appreciate it.
Well, I just wanted to add too, if you could do the Caesar training, that's where I learned my PPR. That's super helpful. I mean, you could help somebody on campus or at home. But when you get a chance, please take advantage. And I think take advantage of the Narcan training that we've been doing. We've been a couple of times now. Student Health actually has doses of Narcan that you can come and pick up from Student Health. We're going to be doing a couple of more training sessions so that folks can get that. We also know that being able to administer the Narcan early is absolutely safe. It's in a man's life. So we're grateful that our officers carry it and we're able to administer that and really bring this kid back to life. So
let's give them another round of applause. Good news is always good, and we do have our very own heroes. So thank you all for your service. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you.
Safety, campus safety continues to be one of our, if not the top priority. And I'm happy to say, even though it took us a little longer than I was comfortable with, we now have our very own person, and then in John Boyce, who is our campus health and safety coordinator. So he's done a preliminary health and safety audit, and I'm gonna turn the floor over to him.
Thank you, Dr. Shabazz. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I wanted to review with you the 2023 Health and Safety Audit. So please take a look at the handouts are attached to your packets. As well as I'll break it down by first explaining the purpose of the Health and Safety Audit, and then go over the scope of the audit. Then follow up with the results and the findings we found out from the audit, and then sum it up with our future and going forward from here. With that, the purpose is to perform a thorough analysis of the levels of health and safety at the San Diego City College campus of the San Diego Community
And John,
College District.
before, if I could, just because, some of us know you, but I feel compelled to say a couple things about you, just real quick before you jump into it, because I think you may hold the record for having 3 positions at the college at one time. John is an alum of San Diego City College, the same time that he was a faculty member at San Diego City College, that at the same time that he was a supervisor at San Diego City College. And so, it brings me great pride to be able to hire former students into roles of employment at the college, but his lens in which is informing his look at the safety of the campus is crossing at least 3 lenses, if you will. So just in case people did not know that, John.
Thank you. Yeah, it is true. I get a perspective. I have a perspective that few people have from being a first generation graduate here from City College with an Associate of Science degree. And then as a professor of engineering here for 5 years in engineering and technology. And then finally now as occupational environmental health and safety coordinator. So it's a perfect blending for me of my passions, and I'm so happy to be here. So I'll continue with the purpose. So I'm an analytical guy. So if I get too analytic, just tell me, hey, hold up, we got to wake up here. But the purpose of the 2023 Health and Safety Audit is to perform a thorough analysis of the levels of health and safety at the San Diego City College campus of the San Diego Community College District. Our scope involved personal interviews, health and safety surveys, investigations, digging deeper by way of safety analysis check sheets for different areas of the campus, incident investigations that were performed, and those comprised of notifications, incident reports, personal interviews with individuals involved, SDCCD police reports, after action reports by all parties, including the police, external reports that we are involved with a lot of the entities that come into contact with our campus, such as AABC Certification and Testing Company, Pneumatic Engineering Company, San Diego Project Heartbeat, which is a fantastic organization we're closely aligned with. They help us out with our auto external defibrillators program. The City of San Diego Fire Rescue Department, contact with the San Diego County Department of Environmental Health and Quality, even American Pest Control Company, and our 24-hour elevator service company. So that's just some of the external groups that are involved with this huge campus. It's over 60 acres and lots of buildings, a lot of technology involved, a variety across the spectrum in all the different departments. So we are trying to have a good, close relationship with all those groups to make sure everything stays as healthy for us and as safe as we can here for all the people here on campus. So our results and our findings of the audit were that our maintenance requests are completed quickly. Comparatively, the requests are quicker than at other locations. Our building preventive maintenance or PM services are being performed on schedule. Our campus has undergone an upheaval. It's oldest from what, the turn of the century, 1914 or something. So we had some old buildings, and over the years, we've been renovating them, building new structures, and all that is a dance of keeping it all in compliance, safe, and healthy. Even the HVAC systems. Sanitation and hygiene practices are fully compliant with health and safety codes for the county, city, state, and federal. Our Vector Solutions we've teamed up with, which is the #1 online learning for safety and a lot of other issues. It's through Keenan Safe Colleges program. In that, we have a safety data sheet system that for our area specific coverages. Example, there's certain specific safety data sheets that the people that are in the chemistry classes in the science building need to have quick access to. So it's all online and it's available to everyone at an instant. We have a state-of-the-art position-specific safety training system set up. Our Seville Theater, we've recently undergone safety improvements there. In particular, the pathway lighting up and down aisles for safe egress and ingress of the theater. Our S building, which is a state-of-the-art science building with a really good heating, ventilation, air conditioning system. It's at 100% and it's even being higher levels of improvement done to it. We're going to have an air acuity system that's up and running that is like a third level of safety to make sure the air purity system is good for everyone involved in the building. Our San Diego City Fire Marshal last year on his inspections gave a rare praise letter to us for everyone's hard work and dedication to safety because they really noticed it when they came to do the inspections of our campus and the buildings. And then our student health center outreach is being effective for not only students, but all the people that are on campus at any time. So our future going forward, our campus culture of team safety is growing, and that's a good thing because it's everyone involved has to be part of a team effort to really have a culture of safety. And that culture is really growing and getting stronger, which means everyone's growing safer and becoming a better team of safety. People first plan for students and staff. And what I mean by that is that certain things that are to-do list, we all have them, but the ones that are involving people, we put at the top of the list, because that's most important for everyone here on campus. ALICE and CPR AED in-person trainings have been scheduled and are going to be scheduled, which is really good. As the officer mentioned, that the more of that is trained, the more people that are trained on CPR, AED, and other skills, the better off we all are. We have Live Safe app, which is basically see something, say something. We've teamed up with that, and I've got these placards. There's 2 more on the table and back. Please grab them, take them with you, put them up so people can see them. Also got a whole bunch of laminated. You'll see them on walls in the elevators on campus. It's a free app. Their motto is safety starts with you. And it's really effective, really great for, it's divided up on the screen when someone loads on their phone into 4 components: the reporting tips, emergency options, go safe button, and a safety map. So I really highly encourage it, and I'm spreading the word as much as we all can. I appreciate everyone's help in doing that. And then our continuous improvement process is in place as we go forward with our safety audit. It's a living, breathing thing that we're improving continuously. So finally, I just want to say thank you to you all, because you are team safety and everyone on campus. Our team efforts are paying off with everyone becoming a little safer every day. I want to thank everyone from President Shabazz to the deans, to the vice presidents, the instructors, the students, and the staff for the strong support on campus for our health and safety, because you are the most important part of team safety. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Before we get into questions real quick, I just want to thank you again for leading the charge in campus safety and making it a priority. having come, me in a COVID environment, it was a priority, obviously, when I came. John continued to carry the mantle when he came, just coming out of COVID on a year now, right?
Yes,
And you have been embraced by the community, and I've received nothing but positive feedback. Lots of recommendations, and you respond immediately, and we see that and we notice it. So thank you. This audit took a while to complete because you can see it's very thorough and comprehensive. Lots to go through for such a large campus. So good job.
thank you.
Questions for John? Yes.
Yes. I have gotten some reports that the panic buttons are not working in classes, and so I was wondering if you could speak to how often they are tested and what kind of routine maintenance they go through and how that can be addressed.
Yes, I'll be glad to. Thank you, Suna. Those panic buttons are tested on an annual basis, and it's done through the campus police security services. So they were done spring semester. And anything that wasn't just right, they corrected. And so if you have anything since then that's come up, please let me know, and I'll get together with the campus police. I work closely with them, and we'll.
I will
address it.
definitely let you know which rooms were reported to me. I need to follow up on that. Do they have, like, it happens in February of every spring semester? Can we get reports on that? Like,
Sure, they do it when campus is closed so that they're not interrupting classes and so on. So it was done in January.
And I believe they'll be resuming twice a year if they haven't already to test twice each year. So, and
thank you.
Thank
I
you.
will let you know which classrooms and where else.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah, and I think, John, as we reconvene on campus in a much more robust way, we need to figure out how to get people your contact information. One of the things that I will be convening a meeting on campus safety with the City College Experience folks on September 8th, where we will dive a little deeper into the forms of campus safety. Certainly, John mentioned a number of them, but what I'm envisioning, John, and I spoke to Caesar just today, is a campus video and a landing page. I'm taking a page out of the book of our academic senate president, where all these resources are located in one place, because very often when people don't see things, like I see John, but I go looking for John, and or John pops up in places where I happen to be. What we want to do is put a central location where all of these things are located, but there are a number of things that today that John didn't touch on, certainly could have. The CSER team, the night watch. There are a number of things that go on or that are involved in campus safety. And so CSER over the next month with SIP will be shooting a campus safety video that capture all the building captains, all the various things that are in place that if you're not necessarily a building captain or on the CSER team, are in one of these groups, like you might not know that these things are going on. And there is a need for us to be more diligent in communicating those things. Who is John? Where is John located? What is John's email address? How do you get in contact with John if you think that or you believe or you know that your panic button isn't working? And so we look for a video, preferably by the October College Council meeting that will showcase here and bring all those parties here so that they're all in one place at one time. The other thing is help me, John, John with the campus safety committee. When are the meetings? How does someone get involved? How does someone bring something forward? That'll also be in the video, but for the sake of conversation, can we share that for the record?
yes, we can. The Health and Safety Committee that you're referring to will be reconvening next month. It's now,
Now in a week from now.
Yeah,
September.
but yeah, September.
Okay, because I'm thinking October, right?
No, and it's now, you may be aware, under the purview of City Resources Council. So the City Resources Council page is now live, which will include resource allocation, formerly the Resource Allocation Committee. It will include CTEA, information technology, health and safety, and review of services. And Dina will be sending out a message. We are calling out for participation and membership on each of our council, on each of our committees of the council. And we encourage anyone to actually drop in and attend any of the meetings. Should you want to see an item on the agenda, or put an item on the agenda, please reach out to myself or reach out to Dina. We will include it on the health and safety agenda for discussion, and you may drop in. Tilly, did you?
I do, I have a question for this John.
Okay.
Yes.
Great presentation. What I didn't see is how do I get a hold of you? Not to live safe, right?
Yeah.
So how do is there a number, an email? What do I do to get a hold of you?
Get a hold of me at, my email is jboyce, JBOYCE @sdccd.edu.
Perfect.
And my phone number is 3433-619-388-3433.
And I believe, Caesar, John was featured in a prior monthly newsletter. Let's maybe pull that article back out and update it and just send just that piece to the campus, introducing our health and safety coordinator, so that we can be intentional for folks who may have missed the communication that we send to the campus. We could do that maybe by next week, because I'll just be real quick and just update any information. And we will be back on this topic after I've had an opportunity to meet with some folks and hear concerns. We are absolutely seeing things as a result of the enrollment that we need to revisit in terms of things like plagiarism and student code of conduct and other health and safety things that we will convene a meeting, hopefully on September 8th with the city experience team. And then we will come back in October with all of the leads of the various health and safety aspects of the college, the building captains, the CSER team, the various areas, so that they can be captured on video at College Council, so you all can know who they are. If you're like me, there are so many new faces, it gets hard to keep up with all the new faces. So that is coming in a future October College Council meeting.
And I'd just like to add also, thank you, because I can remember offhand, the actual health and safety meeting is the first Thursday of each month. So as of next, well, it's the following week, I believe, but it's the 7th. No, it's next week.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, we're in that period where you don't know the name. Is it August? Is it September? Right? September is Friday.
It's Friday. So we're meeting on the 7th. So it's each first Thursday of each month, 10 to 11. We're going to be alternating between Zoom and in person and A101. So if you just go on the committee's website, we have all the dates and locations.
Look at you, John. It's all updated and everything. Any other questions?
John's like, I'm not just a pretty face.
I don't know if I'm next, but thank you. Thank you, Suda. I'll take it.
So just to clarify, so this is all under the umbrella of city resources of the council, and the health and safety is one of the committees of that council?
Yes, it is, correct.
Okay, and then you said you were gonna make a call out for more participants
That's correct.
for the different committees?
That's right.
Okay, so when it comes to faculty, just to remind everyone to go through Mona and
Yes.
our process that we have on the website, yeah, so we can make a call out.
Yeah, and that process is the same for every, well, not the same. The appointee of, and we do need to clarify this, right? And the appointment of people on the committee goes through the constituency groups.
Yes.
All of the committees are open for people to attend if they want to learn more about those things. And thank you, Jose, because
Oh, thank you, that's a big important clarification, so thank you. Thank you.
any other questions? Well, hearing none, thank you, John, and I will turn it over to our Vice President of Instruction to talk about a very special, very important student recognition right here at San Diego City College.
Well, thank you, Ricky. Welcome, everyone, and I'm really ecstatic. First, I really have to just call out Kristen Cole, because she's also our Golden Apple awardee, in case you all missed that. But I think you are the first faculty member that I've met that's on sabbatical that I've seen more on campus than not. I mean, I've seen you more in the last 2 weeks, right?
And for great reasons, right?
Great reasons, fantastic. So a big shout out to you for that. And thank you for coming in on your sabbatical to participate today. So we had received a beautiful email from Kristen to talk about the Psi Beta Psychology Club Awards. And our campus participated, we won 4. I'm going to really turn this over to you all so that you can just tell me what they're, I have them. But I think what I'm going to do in a moment is have you come behind Ricky back here, because people out there can't see what I'm talking to here. But so I'm just going to read part of what your email had said, that our San Diego City Psi Beta Psychology Club won 4 national awards this last academic year.
Yeah, that's worth clapping.
Yeah. They were granted through the National Psi Beta organization, considering all colleges in the nation with this club. There are 4 awards that were granted: the Chapter Excellence Award, the Chapter Community Service Award, the Ann Anastasi Scholarship Award, and Emerging Researcher Award. And so what we really are here to acknowledge is one of our students, Nick Lazares. Hello, Nick, thank you for being here. Right, is there anything you want to add to that? Added in anything about the club and the organization?
Me?
And then I'll introduce Kirsten.
Okay, what I'd like to add is it's the students that won those awards. They hit the ground running in fall. They were so excited to be with each other, to create a community of love and caring and academia and fun. And they earned these awards, and Nick earned 2 of those 4 awards just himself.
Wow.
Super impressive. Very proud of it.
Kirsten, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Kirsten Christensen. I am also a psychology faculty, relatively new to the city. This is now my 2nd year here. I serve in the kind of like research advisor role for Psi Beta Psychology Club. So I had the privilege of working with Nick, who was our student leader for the research portion of the national project that we do every year. And he led a team of about like 8 students, really with such incredible passion and dedication, detail orientation, all of the things. And he actually helped lead our team to present at the Western Psychological Association conference up in Riverside back in April. And we also just got news that our students who submitted their manuscript for publication with the Psi Beta Journal has been accepted for publication, which is incredible.
Yeah.
And that was entirely student written, student led. So just, truly has been an honor to be able to work with Nick and all the other students from the club.
It's fantastic. I mean, Nick is, I don't know how many of you, I'm actually gonna ask Nick to come and
Yeah.
Kristen and Kirsten, come on to the back with us up here. In case you don't know about Nick either, at the research symposium in April, Nick had like quite a few areas over there. Then Nick has also been coming to our enrollment management forums, very talkative, letting us know things. Well, on behalf of San Diego City College, we want you to know we've given you another additional $500 and thanking you for being. And you're welcome to take the floor if you like.
Well, set this down for a second
Okay.
and just
So
say,
put that in your pocket.
among friends. On the same note as Kirsten had said, it's a group effort, and without her to lead like every step of the way and let me know what needed to be done, how to structure it, all the steps involved, it couldn't have happened. And especially the students on my team are really what made everything work. I want to give a personal shout out to Jelen and Briha. She was in charge of our accounting for the project. She allowed us to requisition funds. And I've been on every email chain she did back and forth with student accounting, and there were a number of them. Right? And these were some detailed forms and a lot of logistics that without her dedication, we couldn't have had it happen. And Angelica, she has been in charge of the manuscript and the revisions process. She took the lead on it after we finished up the project, getting all the revisions done and communicating back and forth with National. And I mean, it's just that group effort and the dedication of working with a great team of people that care about a project, care about their education, their academics. And especially City College is an environment where this was all made possible. I always felt like I had a place here. I had people I could ask. And Kristen has been like my advisor for Psi Beta through the entire thing. And, you know, also without Dr. Alicia Betancourt, I wouldn't have known Psi Beta existed. I emailed her just one day in Psych 101 and I asked her, hey, what is there to be like more involved? And she said, I check out Psi Beta. And I did, and it's all just history from there. I've since then been surrounded by incredible, encouraging people that have like helped me in everything I've tried to do. And it means everything. It helped write like the rest of my future. And I feel like I not only belong here, but I belong in like this world. And that's thank you. Thanks so much.
So again, on behalf of the college, we couldn't be any more proud and thank you all for your leadership. And I would like to
I
do
was just gonna ask the same, maybe.
yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That would like to invite you to present at our board presentation in October. See, I think that's which if you would consider that.
I'd be happy to, with your entire team, your faculty.
I gotta go back.
You might all have some bad luck.
But I was thinking.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You're welcome to go back to the June.
Yes.
Back in the battle.
Yeah, thank you. And again, for those who are both here and those who are watching, there is absolutely an opportunity to highlight student success and the wonderful work that is taking place on our campus. We are always looking to hear from our faculty and our students. If you work with your dean, you work with your vice president. There are other faculty members who we know are doing similar work, similar accomplishments. Please reach out to your vice president. Please reach out to Caesar. We'd love to feature you in a number of places that we like to brag about the wonderful work. And I mean, I wish we gotta get down. Like I couldn't have orchestrated that any better. This notion of belonging here is not just a slogan, folks. And some people have stolen that slogan, but that's a conversation. Another day. There is only one city college.
Thank you for allowing me to do that presentation.
You know, and so you don't, so you all don't know, and I was just gonna say, it. I went over to Tilly, you all probably saw me, I said, no, I think you should be the one who presented this. Now, I didn't know she was gonna kill the presentation. Because I didn't have that information that you had, so good that you were able to pull that up, and thank you, Tilly, at a moment's notice, but I thought it would be appropriate for the vice president of instruction to do it, and we were looking for one other instructional program to highlight, Ellie. Get that down. For the board presentation, and that'll be on the agenda for the next meeting, but I'm happy and think it's appropriate for the psychology with the entire team.
I think we all looked at each other like, oh.
Isn't it funny how things like that happen?
It's perfect.
We could have planned it. Let's move forward. Susan Murray with an update on the ACCJC team ICER review roster for City College.
Yes.
That was a mouthful.
It was. And I don't see it included in the packet, so we'll make sure that it gets posted. But we have received the roster of the members of the ACCJC peer review team that will be conducting our review this fall. Do you want me to just briefly share the names or? So the chair is Dr. Whitney Yamamura. He is the chancellor at Coast Community College District in Orange County. The vice chair is Dr. Barry Ribbons. He is the president at Los Angeles Valley College. There are 4 faculty representatives. Alicia Aguirre from Cañada College in Redwood City, Chandra Bergen from College of the Sequoias in Visalia, Dr. Michael Caudry, who is at Leeward Community College in Hawaii, and Peter Sundy, who is at Ventura College. And there are 4 administrative representatives. Christopher Bonvenuto, who is VP of Business Administration at Santa Monica College. Dr. Paul De Dios, who is Vice President for Student Services at Cypress College. Dr. Thad Russell, who is Vice President for Instruction at Porterville College. And Dr. Jeremy Smotherman, who is Senior Director of Institutional Effectiveness Research and Planning at Santa Rosa Junior College. So that group will be convening on October 16th to do their actual review of our ISER report and the evidence that we submitted, which they will have read prior to their conversation. And they will be starting to develop their areas, the core inquiries, the areas that they want to investigate further. We may get some requests for additional evidence or clarification of information. And then we will also be working with the team chair and co-chair to set up an open campus forum sometime in the first half of October. Tentatively, we're holding October 13th, but we need to confirm that with the team.
Yes, any questions about that? Ellie, I'm gonna ask you to send that out to the members of College Council and the campus, just so the listing of who is on our team. Susan, if you don't mind forwarding that to Ellie in case she doesn't have it. And so we're looking forward, we're ready, appreciate the team, certainly Susan, Marco, and everyone involved in that. I see Billy has a comment.
Yes, thank you. I can't remember, Susan, where we had the conversation. Maybe it was at the Chair Academy or my school. Maybe it was my current school meeting. And you were talking about the next meeting when they come in the big Zoom eventually at some point in time. And just wanting to make sure people are prepared for our visit in the sense of what you think is happening and then what's really happening. So at some point in time, we will be able to share the self-study, right? So
Yes,
people can
we're
know that
working
without
on
that
it.
conversation that we were talking
We're
about.
posting that.
Things have changed and things have changed drastically during COVID time. And now we're trying to find our way through that. So I just wanted to make sure that as we continue to move forward, that people are aware that I know most of us in this room probably will not be on that cannot be on that call. So just want to make sure people are aware and how can we help if they don't know where do I go?
Yeah, that is an excellent point. You know, we had that in the convocation PowerPoint, but what I will ask Ellie, Janelli, Susan, and Caesar to do is get a flyer together for that Friday event. And Ellie, let's put this on the agenda for next meeting, and let's just hold it as a placeholder, as an information item for our ACCJC campus meeting. What is the official name, Susan? Remind me.
I believe it's campus open forum.
Yes, so we'll put together a flyer by the next meeting, put it as a placeholder on this agenda until it happens, and ask Caesar and his team to put together an official flyer. What would normally happen that hasn't, because I'm still waiting for communication from the chairs, it'll probably happen in the coming weeks, that then would have been the precursor to actually putting the flyer out. I would imagine as a chancellor, he's probably dealing with the start of school as we are, but we'll put that on the agenda as a placesaver. And so folks will see that date. It was absolutely in the PowerPoint for convocation.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I think maybe just another Probably a good round of applause for Susan and
Yes,
the team.
yes.
There's a lot of, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna go, it was a lot, it's a lot.
And it is not over.
No, it's
The
not.
work is far from over, in fact. So, yeah, agreed, echo, Tilly's sentiments, and thank you for everyone who gave some applause that were well deserved. I'm going to table, number 8. Susan is working on this, and I got my dates mixed up because she comes to exec cabinet next week, not this week. It goes back to this split week where half the month. So I'm gonna bring, Ellie, number 8 back. And speaking of the next meeting, you see the tentative agenda for the next meeting, which will have an update on facilities rentals from Roxanne and John and their team. We'll have an update on the college retention efforts from the vice presidents. We'll have hopefully the mission review statement. Also, Ellie, I've got a couple other things in the campus committee and meeting dates will go then. That'll give the folks a full week to be in school before we report back. And I'd like to do an update, John, on the events at City. Maybe that can go with the facility rentals, but 2 separate as we prepare to start renting our campus out in ways that we haven't done so, to include weddings and more weekend events. So I think it would be good to highlight the events at City. Does any of other member of the committee or college council rather, is there any other agenda items that you all would like to see as we build the agenda for the next?
I was just asking Robbie if from his group of representation of the Institutional Technology Council, if we want to add any updates in the future. That'd be something to think about, or is there no updates? At a future meeting.
Well, it used to be part of the agenda all the time, so I'm sure that we could.
And, you know, with the rollout, I mean, there were applause when, and questions about the rollout for the Wi-Fi. Like, certainly I see the devices, what I'm told are switches are on campus. Maybe that is an excellent idea. If you could also, Robbie, include in the technology, the Wi-Fi update, and maybe like, it would be great if there was some kind of map or timeline of which places. Additionally, the new computer rollout, when I went to Jesse's school, there were questions about computers in cosmetology. It'd be great if we had a timeline or a map of where the computers have been updated and where we're going for them to be updated, because I get to see where they are over there in the incubators with, maybe I shouldn't say this, but there are millions of dollars worth of technology equipment right now in the incubator. There's probably some people nervous now that I'm saying this. But so work is going on, and it would be good to share with folks what the rollout is for that, and maybe even bringing Charles with us, who is our new campus person who works, because it's I don't know about you all, it's confusing to me when I should call Robbie, when I should call Charles. That would probably be a good way to. And then lastly, what the rollout is for student computers. The loaners that we have that are available. So that is a great one. And Ellie, hopefully you're getting that down, and that'll be the additional item for the next meeting. Are there any other ideas for? Yes.
For the student emails, just communicating with back professors that the student email is a little difficult to set up.
Okay. So help me turn that into an agenda item.
So turning to an agenda item.
Would you like an update on the student email?
Update as well as how to set them up. So letting professors know how to do that. So they're not always coming to.
We've already contacted the vice chancellor, so I think we can get us an update.
Okay. Help me turn that into an agenda item. Update on student email account?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Update on the process for students to read and access their email accounts.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and I was only asking that, Diego, to try to see if that should come here or whether or not that should go to ASG. And I'll let you decide, but I'll write it down. If you think later is better served for ASG. Because is this to inform students or is this to inform faculty?
It's to inform both because
Okay,
communication goes both ways.
I agree.
got it. So I have update on the process for student email accounts. Is that captured?
Yes.
Okay.
We also were going to invite our new student health director to come in, be introduced, and she's going to give an update on the updated COVID policies. So we've got lots of questions from faculty about what are the new policies now that we don't have the mandates and restrictions.
And I think that is a fairly healthy agenda. Great, we've got our agenda. Certainly Ellie will need you to assist with that. But with any other updates for the good of the order?
Can I just make an announcement? A reminder that we have our, we started our welcome backs today. We had the Latinx welcome back, which was really incredibly successful. There were a lot of folks that showed up, so thank you to folks who came to do that. Tomorrow we have the Pride welcome back that goes from 10 to 12 in the Pride Center. And then we have our AAPI welcome back from 12 to 2 on the A Building Terrace. And then HBT pod. And then on Thursday from 11 to 12:30, we've got our Black meet and greet on the A Building patio. That includes Phil's barbecue. So those are, we've got 3 things coming up that folks hopefully invite your students to, and we would love to see as many faculty and classified professionals to attend as well.
Yeah, this is a perfect opportunity. I've seen at least with Dr. Savage putting out emails for departments and programs to have booths. The email I learned from Caesar today goes directly to students, inviting them to the events. And then the respective person who is organizing the event has been sending emails. I know Adonis sent emails that have all of the meetups on them. And so it has been very well communicated, and we saw the first one today, and I echo that it was very well attended, as I expect the rest of them for the remaining part of the week. Any other updates or announcements, questions?
You know, I just want to tag on to that last one that Marciano talked about today. I was really intrigued. I wasn't out there for a long time, but just intrigued with how many students did this bingo
They were
game.
into it.
And they were,
Online.
because the prize was some type of a thing.
Sweatshirt.
Sweatshirt. And they were all like, no, I gotta win. I gotta win. Which one of these? It was just the most incredible thing I've seen in a long time. Like, you don't think people are gonna jump into that bingo card like that.
Yeah,
Really
and with
did.
that said, we are about to launch, Caesar, a weekly scavenger hunt for students to try to get them into areas, because there are more new students here right now than ever, probably in the last 4 or 5 years. And so many of them need to learn where the library is, where the tutoring is, where these offices are. So we're about to launch a weekly scavenger hunt where they gotta go take a selfie, find John, the safety coordinator, or, just to familiarize themselves with our campus in ways that a new student needs to. And we're gonna be giving away some prizes that include laptops and food vouchers and bus passes and things. The students are pretty vocal about the things that they need and the things they want to see, and we're trying to do our very best to respond to those needs. They want to be engaged in person on campus, and so look for more opportunities around that. Other questions or updates for the good of the order?
Well, our first academic standard meeting of the semester is September 11th. So Monday, September 11th. From 2:30 to 4 at MS 140, and everyone is welcome.
There are no other updates. Appreciate you all. Welcome to the start of fall semester. There are people here, y'all. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. Sasha, thank you for attending.
Is ASG having a, on the.
Yes, leave